Well, I'm out on another sail with my new Amas. I'm floating along really slow. The wind is much different than it was last time. Almost no wind. I'm moving. But this is a good teaching moment because I went to see what my speed was and my batteries are dead in the GPS sitting there. But as you see, if you're prepared, you always have batteries with you. Now these are expensive ultimate lithium batteries. I think it's like 10 bucks for 8 of them. So I like to run them until the battery either just about is run out or tells me it's empty or gone, and then I replace them. They're not too hard to replace. The only time I don't do that is if I'm facing a long crossing in bad weather or at night or something where I want to be sure my GPS is working the whole time. Otherwise I run them till they're dead. So I'm going to go ahead and change that out, and I'm moving along really nice for having hardly any wind at all. This is kind of a neat situation because, again, I'm using my 36-foot sail. Normally I'd have my 55 up right now. As soon as I get it, I'll have my 55. And in wind like this, I think I would be moving a lot faster. But I think I'm going about as fast as I would if I had Baylog Amas on here. My footprint is almost nothing on the water, so I don't think it'd be any different in terms of speed right now if you had the same sail. Okay, the batteries are changed. I'm going a little over 2 knots. I'm right in close to shore. I think the wind will increase a little more as I get off this beach. I'm going to clear those rocks with the birds on them up there. It's really shallow again today. Tide is way out, and I could probably scoot across here if I wanted to, but I'm just checking out the boat today, so I'm not in any hurry to go anywhere. But yeah, in this wind, there's hardly anything going on here right now. I'm hoping it'll pick up. The forecast was 5 to 10 today. It's less than 5 now. I'm hoping it'll pick up soon. Well, one person asked me how it was to paddle this thing, and whenever your velocity made good is less than 3.5 knots, paddling is a good idea. Now I'm paddling one-handed right now so I can shoot with the camera, but my blade is actually out a lot further than it normally would be. I still got to watch for that. See all those birds there? They're sitting there, and I'm kind of disturbing everybody right now. They're all saying, that guy looks a little weird over here. I think we better take off. They'll be back in a minute. But as I was saying, I'm out real wide right now. Normally I would be paddling in here, you know, with the paddle more straight up and down. But with the big Amas on here at exactly the same location, they're about 3 inches more in diameter, and occasionally you would hit them like this. On these, I've got just that much extra room that I so far have never hit it. So I'm going to get back to paddling and get my speed up to 3.5 knots or so, and then as the wind picks up, I will be able to put the paddle down. A little more on paddling here. I just realized I forgot to say something. With the bigger Amas on here, when I would occasionally hit the Ama, it was on the recovery phase of the stroke that I would hit the Ama once in a while. So far I paddled a ways with this. Very easy to get the speed up to 3.5, even over 4 knots. I'm not a real strong paddler, as Manitou Cruiser can attest to, but I was able to easily get it over 4 knots and hold it there just because I was motor sailing. I had the sail up, I was catching a little bit of wind, and then adding my paddle to it, and I was able to go pretty well. But if by chance, now I've got these Akas set at 8.5 feet of total beam, just because I like to trailer it for day sailing. I like to leave it set up all the time, and it just makes getting on and off the water easier. If I was going to go for extended cruising, I might put the Amas out to maybe, I don't know, 9.5, no more than 10 feet total beam. That way you can get under most bridges, and you'll have a little extra room right here between the main hull and that, and then there would absolutely be no way that you would hit anything when you're paddling. Most people shouldn't have a problem if you're using a longer paddle blade than me, or I mean a longer paddle than I use. Well, then maybe you would hit if it was at 8.5 feet total beam. So you're going to have to play with that yourself and decide what works for you. And like I say, maybe you have one set up for when you're doing day sailing, just going down for the day and want to keep it all rigged, or in another setup when you're on extended cruising and you know that you're not going to have to take it apart for quite a long time. Well, the wind, they said it was going to be 5 to 10 today, but it's more like 2 to 5 right now. I think later in the day it'll come up more, but I'm going to get a bite to eat and everything, so I just wanted to demonstrate my rudder control system here. This is my hand line right here. I can steer with this or I can steer with my feet. I'm just going to tighten this baby down, and now my rudder is locked in position. I'm going where I want to go, and I'm just going to take my feet off the rudder pegs and just relax, you know, just get my feet off their heels and just sit here and kind of get relaxed and comfortable and take it easy for a couple of minutes while I eat lunch. Here's another neat thing about having double outriggers. I can stand up in the kayak, hold on to something if you do, because you could still fall out. But I can stand up and get a nice stretch going after several hours in the boat. That's always nice. I can also improve my vision and see things a little bit better, and you know, it's just nice. I went kayaking with Nigel Foster a couple of times, real sea kayaking, and that guy could stand up in a skinny